All right, guys, welcome back to YGO Podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Ramsey, better known as the old guy. Let's go ahead and get into the deck that we're covering today, which is Attic Nister. So Attic Nister is one of those decks that you can take advantage of a certain format, especially if people really aren't expecting to see the deck. It can kind of steal wins, local, regional level. So right now, while nobody's talking at it, I wanted to go ahead and profile it for, just for those people out there that may be interested. The deck's relatively affordable. All the cards are accessible in it. There might be some challenges, but I believe everything's been reprinted in the deck now. So you can probably make this deck for around less than $20, $20, besides the access code. So let's go ahead and get into it and do the profile real fast. So for starters, I want to go ahead and start out with 3 Picari. So Picari is going to search your spell and traps. This is going to search your Attic Nister Island. Picari is a great card. You can use it to special itself, especially when Island's out on the field. Proc those fields or proc those effects. This card is very busted. Make rank 4 plays. Also, I would just say that it is a very, very good card. There's really not very much you can say about it. It does what it does. The card is very good. And yeah, I would say that you have to run 3 of those. The next one is going to be 3 Chi-Chis. Chi-Chi is a very good card as well. That one searches out your monsters. So this card is like, it has an effect also in the grave where if you're battling a monster, you can banish it to actually, let's go ahead and read this while let's freshen up on it. And it basically says at the end of the damage step, when your Cyberse monster battles, you can banish this card from your graveyard, destroy that monster you control. So essentially this is destroy the Phoenix, which we don't run anymore. Phoenix was ran when before we got Heat Soul, Decode Talker Heat Soul. Other Attic Nister that we're running, our next one that we're running is 1 Doyon. We would run 2 of them. I believe I've seen other builds run 2 and 3, but I think that you can loop this thing enough around to keep bringing recurring Attic Nister cards back from your graveyard. I think that you really only need 1. Same with Baruru. I got the nice reprint there. In Ultra, which is great because this one needed it really bad for a while there. That was like an $8 rare. But I can say that you only really need 1 of these to dump. So this deck is made to go first. So that is something that is a big deal, especially when you're going against decks like Tearlament. You want to kind of make sure that those combinations, those cards are there to facilitate your combo plays. You're going to be running 1 Hayari. Hayari just special summons itself, is good fodder, and it's also a water attribute. Gachiri is going to be your earth attribute. Special summons itself. It also provides a pretty good effect. One of the effects that sometimes comes up is, let me go ahead and read this. It's like if this card is sent to the field or to the grave, you can target 1 face-up monster. You control that target is unaffected by your opponent's card effects until the end of your opponent's turn. So that effect kind of comes up a lot. You can make your access code unaffected by card effects, which is really good. And then the last one we're going to run is Dan Mari, which is going to be kind of like our hot red Dragon Archfiend in the grave. Essentially negate 1 face-up card on the field. So yeah, that's going to be pretty much our Attic Nister lineup. We're going to be running 3 I Meet You. So we have 3 I Meet You there. I Meet You essentially is reveal 1 Cyberse monster with 2300 attack that's in your extra deck, reveal it, and then add a Cyberse monster with the same attribute from your deck. So essentially, this is how you bridge, like let's say you don't open any Picaris, no Chi-Chis. This is how you reveal your Heat Soul, you reveal your Light Dragon and whatnot, and then that's how you bring in your Attic Nister cards. That's how you basically bridge your broken combos. So yeah, it's a pretty good card. I mean, 3 at very minimum. If you're running any less, it's kind of you're kind of hurting yourself and your own strategy. So yeah, I would definitely run 3. And I've made some changes, but Ignister Island, I'm going to run 2 of those. This card, you can recur it back. It's one of the easiestly recurable field spells and also one of the easiest searchable field spells in the game, I feel. There's just so much support for this card. And what I'd like to say is that you can run it at 2 or 1. I think 1 is a little more dangerous. You can kind of break your combo, but I do think 2, it would be probably most ideal. So we're running 1 Idle Reborn. So essentially that's what it says. It's a reborn, but it's a quick play spell. And then we're running 1 FA Fighting Spirit. Both great cards and facilitate really wonderful combos as far as this deck goes, and keeps the grind game a little bit going. So I want to go ahead and put all the Attic Nister cards away. So that's going to be all for the Attic Nisters. And then here is the Mech portion of the deck. So we're going to be running 3 circular. Circular is really just, I mean, the card itself is just, it's like, who made this? You know, I don't think it's been abused enough. That's really a strange statement to make, but it doesn't have enough tops. I don't think the card has been abused far enough for it to be an issue, because with the kind of effects that this card has, it should be a huge issue, but it's not. So that just lets me know that, hey, there's more testing that needs to be done, more cards that need to come out in the future that's going to allow us to really fully maximize on the potential of this card. But we're also going to be running 1 edition and then 1 Sigma. So essentially just kind of special summon fodder. And then we're going to be running 3 Cynet Mining. So we'll be running 3 Cynet Mining for the deck, and then 1 Mech Equation. So that's kind of like for, it's like a small core for Mech. I know that there are some people that prefer to run cards like, you know, other ones I believe like, not necessarily Sigma, because that's Sigma right there, but they want to run like multiples of maybe like 2 Sigma, maybe 2 Edition. I've seen quite a few builds, but I think that this works best for me. So let's go ahead. That is it for the Mech, and then we're going to start the hand traps. So we're going to just start the hand traps. So so far we've got 2 Ash Blossoms. I mean, Ash is Ash, so we already know exactly why we're running Ash. We're going to be running 2 DD Crow. Ash is not too good right now, but DD Crow is always really good, and so is Effect Veiler. I feel like these 2 are extremely good this format. I feel like Imperm, and I'm running 2 Imperm, but I do feel like Imperm is kind of suboptimal this format, just a little bit. I would like to see what kind of other strategies come out across this format, but then also I would like to, you know, kind of combat Rogue a little bit and run 3 of the Crossout Designator, as well as the Call by the Grave. Okay. So, and then we'll finish it off with 1 Terraforming, so even more ways to search our field spell. But I think that this hand trap lineup here is pretty good. It's probably about as good as it's going to get for this deck. All right, on to the extra deck. So this should be pretty quick. So we're going to be running 1 Arrival, Cyberse, Attic Nister. So that is your towers. This is your big monster. That's what you want to get to. And if you don't get to it, then here's your second towers that you want to get to that can help you in the game as well. So access code and other ways to facilitate access code would be, you know, getting to Transcode Talker and then throwing down your Dark Templar as well as Decode Talker, Heat Soul. And then, of course, Update Jammer. You want to run your Update Jammer. You want to run Double Splash Mage because this card is very useful, especially to help you grind out those longer matches. I noticed that this deck is not very good at grind games, so that's kind of something that you want to focus on. Not necessarily focus on, but you kind of want to be aware of it. So that way, in case, you know, your opponent knows how to grind you, then they'll know that they can pretty much outlast you, and then that's how you lose. Is, you know, once you've ran through a bunch of your resources. So You want a Cyberse Wicked, great card. It should have a hollow printing. It doesn't. We're running 1 Link Spider, 2 Dark Infants, 1 Light Dragon at Ignister, 1 Prime Math Mech Alimbertion, and then 1 Wind Pegasus. Okay, so that's all for the extra deck. Now, for the side deck, if you guys want to run whatever you want to run, and I'm just going to give you some ideas here, okay? Just some ideas. For me, I play this. So this is sort of my lineup. So obviously you're going to run triple Dark Ruler No More in case you're going second, right? Then you want to run 2 Lightning Storm, also in case you're going second. You want to run your 2 Cosmic Cyclones for, you know, for pretty much any kind of reason. Necro Valley is going to run pretty rampant here soon. I have 1 Droplet and then 1 Feather Duster for the spells. And then for the traps, I'm running 3 Dimensional Barriers. So this is obviously for decks that like to fusion summon. And then I'm running triple Rivalry of the Warlord. So that is pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys. You can definitely change up this side deck. A lot of this is for, you know, what we have going on in the format. It could definitely be updated, but this is a first place build, and I would like to say that, you know, this has done me extremely well, and I'd like to share it with you all so that way you can go and do some testing yourself. Please comment down below in the comment section. Trying to get my channel going. We're really trying to start from the ground up here over here at YGO Podcast. I really do enjoy all the support that I do get for the channel. I enjoy plenty of comments, so please keep commenting. I try to do my best to respond. We're really on a schedule for like 1 time a week post as of right now. We'll be upping that here soon. All this other stuff, you know, you can just make it whatever you want to, but we really do appreciate all the support. Thank you guys, and I will see you next time.